Hi, I'm Pastor Robert Storm of Inception Church, a weekly online message center. Back in the 1960s, a revolutionary new concept came about in what we now call color TV. Back then, we had gotten our evening entertainment with a device that could only play images in black and white. It originally started off very simply. Two colors contrasted to each other, and it was quickly found out that you could mix the white and black so well that it appeared to be gray. And this was the maximum use of TV up to this point, mixing the shades of gray to present a story by fading between white and black, changes in the contrast, etc. But in the 60s, a new type of TV began to take shape. It was called color TV, and it was exciting stuff for the time. The visual cinematic was so much more surreal than with just black and white. You could actually tell what color stuff was, and oh, what do you know, Lucy's hair really was red. But people knew before that the actors weren't black and white, but it wasn't till color TV that people finally began to see their favorite stories in such an entrancing and interesting way. Today there are many people out there who look around at the social, spiritual world and view the stories of those around them with vision for two colors, black and white. They try to remove blinders from people's eyes and teach that there is no gray area in life. That it's just an optical illusion of Satan, of the devil, etc. That only black and white are what matter. Only what's then and now, new and old, dead and alive, God and the devil. But they're missing a greater story, one that's a little bit more universal. If God truly is omniscient, knowing everything, even what man's general opinion of him is, if God truly is omnipresent, being everywhere at every moment, then is the seemingly constant struggle between God and the devil simply a cover photo, showing the greater drama going on throughout the world? You see, I know many Christians who view God one way and many others who view God a different way, and they both have differing opinions, yet relate with him in such a fluid and meaningful way, each of them. There are Christians who cuss and don't cuss, drink and don't drink, have sex outside marriage or not. There are gay Christians and straight Christians. There are Christians in jail and not in jail, dealing drugs and not dealing drugs, in the military or civilian. Each has a backstory, and each has a testimony. Each has a past and a present and a future. But first and foremost, each of them has God. Consider now an act that Jesus referenced about David in Matthew 12. Jesus is accused of doing things against the law, comprised of Scripture itself. And Jesus points to David and says, "Don't you guys remember when David and his men ate bread that was sacred for the priests only in the temple?" David was not a priest. He was just a guy who talked with God often. Black and white teaches that it is against the law for David to eat the bread. But David was a man of color, both literally and figuratively. He knew God, and God knew him. They maintained a relationship more than just a religion, a sort of rule book, if you will. And they knew each other very intimately. So David took the bread for him and his 600 men. Many people today are hung up on whether there is a black and white side to the story and telling people you can't live in the gray areas of life. Let's move beyond that today. Appreciate the people and circumstances in your life and the lives of those around you. Let's try to see the world through God's eyes a little bit more, and instead of black and white, let's see the world in color. I'm not ready to shut up, but I'm going to for now. I hope you all have a fucking awesome day, and I'll see you next time.